News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com. I'm Steve Cason. The warnings are dire in Florida as Hurricane Idalia heads for the Gulf Coast. Governor Ron DeSantis.
If this storm hits at high tide, storm surge could reach 8 to 12 feet in some areas, and so that would be life-threatening storm surge.
Carmen Olino and his family are bracing for that possibility on Sanibel Island, which was hit hard last year by Hurricane Ian.
The lesson that we learned from the last one was the storm surge was pretty high, right? And we lost everything that we had stored below. So we would take more precautions on getting everything up.
The forecasters say on arrival tomorrow, the storm could be a Category 3. The Biden administration out with a list of 10 prescription drugs that will target with the government's new power to negotiate lower prices under Medicare.
Tricia Newman with the Kaiser Family Foundation says this provision is good news for seniors on Medicare and for the American taxpayer.
As part of a compromise, the final legislation starts with 10 drugs, builds up to 15, and then 20 drugs selected each year.
The first slate of drugs on the list include Farxiga, Entresto, Xarelto, and Jardiance. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The number 2 Republican in the House, Louisiana's Steve Scalise, says he's been diagnosed with a treatable form of blood cancer. He vows to stay on the job. Correspondent Cammie McCormick reports today on a disturbing trend in Afghanistan.
The Guardian newspaper collected data privately from hospitals. The Taliban doesn't release those figures. The newspaper says it found Afghanistan has now become one of the very few countries worldwide where more women than men die by suicide. The Taliban have banned females from schools, parks, and other public places, and a UN representative says the country is in a mental health crisis as a result.
Representatives for Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin say a private farewell ceremony was held for him today. The mercenary boss died in a Russian plane crash last week. Well, just in time for football season, a new look at how deep team allegiances can run.
Football game, but if you are, say, a Steelers fan, would you be okay with your significant other cheering for dun 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 the Ravens? A new survey from the Grueling Truth finds that for 1 in 3, that would be a deal breaker. For Arizona Cardinals fans, that percentage rises to 67%. You might want to cover your significant other's ears for this, but 1 in 3 of sports lovers in the U.S. would rather spend an evening with their sports heroes than with their partner. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
The Dow is up 190. This is CBS News.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.